Welcome to another episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Wallace Ryan. Welcome to an episode of the New Year's Eve celebrations.
Yes. This is actually New Year's Eve. It's still 2023. And
for another 2 hours or
yeah.
less.
So we're going to make this like a New Year's Eve party, in that we're going to start with the last bits of 2023, which is the last 4 books I bought.
Last 4 books of the year.
And then we're going to look at what next year has to offer. Kind of like looking into the future, so to speak.
What do you think? A long time before we start to read these books with all the ones you have to read.
I don't like to think about it. Well, let's jump right in with this one. And this one actually you'll find on the list there. This is the Atlas Comics, Library number 1, Adventures into Terror. What I like about this is they're reprinting some old comics that...
Oh, found your place.
Oh, found my place there. That Marvel... And I kind of like they're reprinting some... Well, some stuff Marvel has reprinted, but they're reprinting a lot of this stuff from the... what they call the Atlas era, the 50s and all that. Great horror comics. Horror comics. So, what do you think? I mean, I know they're not gory horror. They're more campy horror.
Well, I still haven't gotten into the Junji Ito yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little bit more grotesque than this stuff. This stuff is kind of like horror light, right?
The only one I'm really looking forward to in this pile is Neil Gaiman.
Oh, okay. Take it out there. Okay.
Norse mythology.
Now, I love this slipcase too, hey?
Oh, it's beautiful. Little pussy cat, and this side.
Yeah, this is done by David Mack. And, oh, there we go. And
super shiny.
Yeah, and a nice printing too, right? Oh, go away. The cat's at the door there.
Oh, Loki's at the door.
Hang on a second. Go away.
Is it Loki?
It's both of them.
Lupo and Loki.
So this
not Thor.
This has the
Thor.
This is of course Neil Gaiman, but P. Craig Russell, who does the opening and closing chapter, and then a whole bunch of artists who do a lot of the in between chapters. So it's and then P. Craig Russell does the last one, I do believe. So it's really neat, and it's based on his best-selling book about, and the artwork of course is absolutely stunning, of course, right?
Some of my favorites.
Well, you figure with Gaiman too it, that he would, and he usually does pick. What's that?
Was he
P. Craig Russell. He did Killraven in the 70s, but he's done a few books with Neil. He did the Graveyard books.
Oh, yes.
He did those, and he did a couple of
not read that yet.
Some Sandman, but he's the two of them. Their styles match perfectly, because Pete Craig has this beautiful, almost mythical style to him, and yet simplistic, and it really does I think go great with Neil's writing. Perfect compliments. And this is I'm almost finished. Well, I'm a good ways through it. Oh yeah.
That's one I want to read for sure.
And of course, like I say, once again, the slipcase, beautiful. Oh yeah, I like the look, the sparklies on it too. Hey, bonus. Okay.
And next up we have
This is the Incredible Hulk from the late 60s, early 70s.
Oh.
This is one of the more famous covers. This was to an annual, and it's done by Jim Steranko. Oh,
try not to rip it on you.
I'll hold it up there.
It's kind of
heavy. They are, aren't they? But actually, this one had been taken forever. This is volume 2. Volume 1 was put out many years ago. It was just like, what about following up, right? But yeah, and this is a lot by this guy Herb Trimpe, or as I used to call him, Trimp. This was actually in the best books of 2023, I do believe. But
so was the last one?
Yeah. So no, the last one wasn't. I missed that one actually.
Oh.
But I love this artwork, especially there's a few of the later stories are inked by this guy. Oh, it's the same guy, but he's inked by this guy John Severin, who in my mind was the best inker for Herb Trimpe ever in the world. And a lot of these, and he went on to ink a few of them, and they were always, I don't know, he just had a neat finish to Herb's
yes,
style.
dictator, but this crate seems heavier than anticipated.
Very dramatic, right? Well, it was more dramatic times back then, right? Okay, and the last book from 2023. Da-da-da-da.
Okay, I don't think I've seen this one yet.
No, this is a more obscure one. The Eternal Warrior from Valiant, from the early 90s. Now, as opposed to a lot of 90s comics which weren't that good, the Eternal Warrior Valiant was a new company at the time, and everything, they were like the Marvel of the day. Everything they put out turned into gold. Absolutely great series. And it's about these brothers who live forever. And one of them is actually the star in another book. Oh, this is done by the guy who did Barry Windsor Smith, one of my favorite artists. He did a couple issues. He did this great 2-part issue, and they was the boys as the Three Musketeers. And but yeah, absolutely great volume, and I love the cover too. As a matter of fact, they were going to put out a smaller version of this many years ago, and they never did at the time. And I was always just like, those are the couple that I needed to complete my Barry collection. And who doesn't not love Barry, eh? He's got, remember I was showing you the pre-Raphaelite drawings and all the, like the women in the gowns in the river and that sort of thing, the Ophelia drawing. Mm-hmm. He has a great, he's one of my favorite artists, definitely out there living today. Now, and there goes 2023 just like that. And we bring in 2023,
and in comes 2024.
Okay,
and the mighty books.
And these are the mighty books of 2024. Now this is just a quick.
Be on your watch list.
Yeah, and this is just a quick one, and you can announce them, and I'll throw a few comments if you like.
Well, first up we have DC Comics. We have everyone's favorite Superman Silver Age Omnibus Volume
1. Yeah. And this has a lot of the art by one of my favorite artists, Kurt Swan, so got to get that.
And Justice League International, Volume 3.
And that has, I think it's either art or writing by Keith Giffen, who died recently, who love his stuff.
And then Hitman Omnibus Volume 1 by Garth Ennis.
Yeah, and that was one that might get that at a reduced price because they posted it on Amazon for like half the price it was supposed to be, and so we got orders in for that.
Then
okay.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow,
written by Tom King. Yes, he's one of my favorite authors these days. And that series, it just looks gorgeous, right?
Of course, following that we have Wonder Woman, Golden Age Omnibus, Volume 6.
Continuing on with H.G. Peters in that very strange style, which I know you like, H.G. Peters' style of artwork. It's just so quirky, isn't it? Right?
And then coming from Marvel.
Oh yes. Next,
the Micronauts Omnibus.
Yeah.
Are they all omnibuses?
Most of these are, except for one, I think. I went for a lot of the omnibuses, right? And this one has art by Mike Golden. The Micronauts, it was actually they were action figures, and usually when I was a kid, if I was reading a comic and it was for $1 or something like that, which is funny enough because I liked Captain Action when I was a kid, but as I got into my teens, I got really snotty towards merchandise products, but this was an amazing series, and it was mainly because of the artwork of Mike Gold, and it was just like, oh, damn, this guy's good.
So, X Factor.
Oh yeah.
Original X-Men Omnibus.
Yeah, this X Factor was a series they created in the 80s, and it was basically like the original X-Men, but they were on a different team and all that from the other X-Men, Storm and all that. It was all the original ones, and they were, and it was done by this guy Walt Simonson. Did a lot of it, and some of the episodes were really good, so worth getting.
The next up, Daredevil Omnibus Volume 3, with Gene
Colan, yeah, and Gene, or as they call him, Gene the Dean, I love Gene's artwork. He did the Tomb of Dracula and Howard the Duck, two of my favorites, and just he does that smoky thing with when he'd be changing Dracula into a bat and all that. Really atmospheric. Anyway.
And then Rom.
Oh yes, Rom, which I haven't read myself, but it's such a huge cult following. It was once again one of these series that Marvel did that was based on a toy, but apparently just took off, right?
What kind of toy?
It was just like an action figure. He looked like some kind of weird alien guy. He had a visor with a little slot on it. You can't see any face, and he had this gun attached to his. Yeah, yeah. But it became a cult hit. People love it, right?
Incoming Marvel Masterworks Spider-Woman Volume 4.
Yeah, by Steve Laiola. I'm wondering. I should get Steve to message me and let me know if I'm pronouncing his name right. But he's the only reason I'm buying that volume because I love his artwork. Actually amazing.
Steve Laiola.
Yeah, Laiola. Okay. He's probably there saying, "Yep, she's saying it right." Okay, what's next on our list there?
Excalibur Omnibus Volume 3.
Oh yeah, that was Excalibur, kind of like British X-Men, right?
Hmm.
So, and I had the other two volumes, so it's kind of like, well, why not, right? Okay, now next.
And in from Dark Horse Comics, we have Hellboy Artist Collection.
Da-da-da-da, from Richard Corbin. Now they're like these regular editions of Hellboy from a few years ago, library editions, I'm sorry. They're nice big books, and this is a collection of Richard Corbin's Hellboy stuff, which I might get just to have it, because it would look nice with all the rest of them, right? And he passed away recently, so I guess it's their way of honoring him.
And you also have his Den, Volume 2, 3, and 4 coming in.
Yes, and I like that too. It's hang on a sec. We are being invaded by not one cat, but two cats out there.
Kitty invasion.
Get out there. Get out. There's two of them there. Anyway,
We're outnumbered.
we're outnumbered, yeah.
There's 3 to 1. 3 to 2.
Yeah. The other
Not
one's
bad.
back. Okay, so yeah, also by Corbin. Great art. It's something I read in heavy metal when I was a kid and still love to this day.
And then we have The Major by Mobius.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that because it's part of the Mobius library, so which I have been collecting. Even though I have this in a smaller version, but it's in French.
Yes, I do love his art.
So this will be, sure a.
It's something.
Oh yeah. It's incredible. And the next two are Mike Mignola books. Right?
Miss Truesdale and the Fall of Hyperborea.
Dun, 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 dun. And like I say, anything by this guy, I'll buy, just because he's doing it.
Pena, the Mummy's Corpse.
Yeah, this is the same guy who did Hellboy.
Okay.
Right? So anything he does, I'll buy.
And next up, we have Fantagraphics.
Okay, here we go. We're getting deep into it here now.
The Atlas Comics Library, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, we were just looking at number 1 there, and these 2, 3, and 4 are Venus. What was the other one?
In the Day of the Rockets and War Comics.
That's it. So 3 nice volumes there, right? Great. And it's funny the fact that, here these are Marvel comics being published by this other company, right? Speaking of which,
We got Disney.
yeah,
Master Volumes, 23, 24, and 25.
yeah, there are various creators from European Disney stuff. So, and I got up to 22, so I got to keep on going with those, right?
I see where you're going. The Complete Web of Horror.
Now that was a short run. I think it was either 2 or 3 issues, and it included like late 60s or something like that, and it includes some artists who went on to some acclaim, right?
This is secretly Wallace's wish list.
Yeah, this is. These are all the books that I am going to buy this year, right?
There's so many others coming out. This is only the ones that interest him. Some me.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh, yes.
Pogo, Volume 9.
Pogo, which he's over there. Where is he? He's there somewhere.
I'm not too
Jeez,
sure.
okay. Oh, the tree's in the way. And it's taken them a while to get all the Pogos out. But Pogo, it's a great comic strip, but it only works if you're familiar with the politics of the 50s and 60s, right?
Mm.
And so if you're a student of the 50s and 60s in university, you'd love this one, right?
Or if you're in the age bracket between 40s and 60s.
Yeah, you would like that. Yes, yeah.
Probably a bit older if you're in the 50s.
Well, yeah.
That's an insult.
Nah.
70s.
70s.
Said I'm bad at math, okay?
Okay, next.
2 volumes of The Fabulous Fury.
Furry Freak Brothers, yeah. There's, I can't remember their titles, but there's...
Oh, Furry?
Yeah. The Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. And I do believe that, I can't remember if that finishes off the set of books or not, but they're a set of hardcover books, really cool. And then the last one, from Fantagraphics.
Elise and the New Resistance.
And it's by this guy, the art is by this guy, Jacques Tardy, who's one of my favorite European artists, along with Mobius. But still one of my favorites. Still one of my favorites. Okay, and on to our last page.
The Miscellaneous.
This is the Miscellaneous page, yes. Now there's some good stuff here, though, and there's a couple of things that, or at least one that isn't officially announced, but I'm just throwing it in just to promote it and to get people excited and demanding that that particular book be printed. Anyway, go on, right ahead.
I'm excited. Times Squared Omnibus. Image Comics.
Yeah, and it's done by one of my favorites, Howard Chaykin, one of Dennis's favorites too.
Does it have anything to do with New York by any chance?
I've no idea. I never did get to read it, right? So that's why I wanted the omnibus, actually, more than anything else, right?
Golden Age Classics. Black Condor and Ray.
And these are 2 characters that are actually owned by DC now, but I think one of them was done by Ray Fine or Lou Fine, and I think the Black Condor was done by Eisner. I think I may be wrong, but anyway, it was done by his studio. So.
Oh, okay. And then some art books, and we got
PSR books, yeah, from PSR books, yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Savage Sword, Conan the Barbarian.
Volume 9. Now, Marvel had the rights to Conan until recently when Titan Books got the thing. But Marvel had done up to Volume 8 of the Savage Sword of Conan. And there's only, I think, 9 and 10 left. So when they took over, now they're putting them out again with their branding on it. But they started with number 9. So they're going to do 9 and 10 and then go back to the start. Which is good for us who collected the other ones. And then there are 4 other Conan the Barbarian omnibuses. I think 2 are Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian, and the other one is Conan the Barbarian.
From Titan?
Yeah. And they're basically reprints of Marvel the Marvel comics from the 70s and 80s of Conan, right?
And then we have coming 4 other Conan omnibus.
No, that's the one we just did, yeah.
Yeah, we said that already. Then drafted. Who's that? Drafted by Rick Parker?
Rick Parker. He's my lettering guru. This guy who's been tutoring me on my lettering and showing me new directions and all that. And this is his book coming out from Abrams about his time in the army. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen some of the pages and it looks really cool. So and I've read it, very well written. Right? He's a very good writer. Right? I think he's definitely underrated as one of the good writers out there too. Right?
Ooh.
And
is this coming up? The Ragamuffins collection, hopefully.
This year, yeah. That's the one major one. And this big shout out to Don McGregor. As a matter of fact, we used it as our promo for tonight's show, and it's so of all the collections out there that I've heard, maybe collection is the one that I'm pushing for, right? And I know a lot of people will buy it.
He's a very charming fellow.
Yes. Okay.
For better or for worse. Ooh, I used to watch that.
Yeah?
I haven't really read much of it. I've read a little bit.
Same with myself. I've read the actual books themselves. I think they're here somewhere.
I thought I'd seen it somewhere.
Oh, they're behind you there. But yeah, I've read some of them myself, and they do have a really nice.
Oh, backwards.
Yeah, really nice. She got a nice line to her, a very natural drawing line. I always thought, right?
Very big letters.
Yeah, and a good letterer. I always admire a good letterer. It's like
I'm
you
gonna
can lay
get
that
back
there.
safely.
It's like Charles Schultz. No one ever talks about what a great letterer he was, right?
American Comics, Volume 8 and 9.
Yeah, Library of American Comics, which are these people here. This is a complete collection of those, except for the ones I'm going to get from that. And my Dick Tracy reprints.
And Beelzebubs, No Rest for the Wicked, Volume 2.
I should show you Volume 1 because I know it's hilarious. It's very funny.
I
It's
bet
from
I'd
top
like it.
shelf. Yeah, and they're sort of goth cartoons, but they're very funny, very very dark.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some surface online.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah. And Jack Kirby, The Eternals, yes.
Yeah, and this is a pencil and inks artist edition. The reason that I'm going to get that is it's just a small book, but it's great for me to bring into my classes to show kids, oh, this is what it looks like when it's pencil, and this is what it looks like when it's inked, right?
I see. So, anything from Rick
Vinch, yeah, he put out one book. I'm not sure if he's putting out anything in the new year, but if he does, you got to go out and buy it. No two ways about it. So I guess that's about it for the. Now that's up to September. So of course over the next year we'll finish off 2024 too, right?
Could be all kinds of surprise releases in between. Who knows?
You never know. Exactly, right? Anyway, that being said, I guess Happy New Year's to everyone out there. Yay! Now we're only about I guess an hour away now from our New Year's Eve. But by the time we get this posted, it'll still be 2023 where you are, but it'll be 2024 here. So this video will travel in time.
Unless you're watching it next year, if it gets recommended.
Yes. Okay, we love y'all. Bye.